San Francisco, in the half-year since Apple first unveiled what were then very early pre-release versions of its long-anticipated Apple Watch. Every stakeholder in the game, Apple's ever-growing list of smartwatch competitors, Wall Street, we in the news media, and most importantly the very public that Apple is counting on to spend $350 all the way up to, yikes, $10,000 to buy one, has been waiting to hear what Apple CEO Tim Cook would reveal Monday. Today, we get a better sense of not only when the Apple Watch will arrive. April 24th is the big day, though you can try one in an Apple store 2 weeks earlier, but whether it will be all that it is clocked up to be. Apple appears well on its way to delivering on its promise. We still don't have all the information required to reach that informed verdict. But certain things can be gleaned immediately, starting with the fact Apple's watches meet the critical fashion test. These are generally lovely timepieces that come in enough styles and colors to fit most people's idea of something that looks splendid on the wrist, not like many of the geeky-looking smartwatches that came to define the nascent days of the space. There are 3 collections: Apple Watch Sport, Apple Watch and the limited edition Apple Watch Edition, each with 38 and 42mm sizing options and with numerous watch band selections. Apple says the battery will last a day and a half after juicing it up through a snap-on proprietary magnetic charger, but until you put it through its paces you never know. There's also the all-important matter of comfort. This is something you're wearing on your wrist for long periods of time, for goodness sake, so you best not notice it until you want to actually view the time, glance at the various notifications or complete a retail transaction through Apple Pay. I got to wear one for a few minutes in a demonstration area outside where Cook delivered his remarks. The best I can say is that it felt like a watch, not overly heavy or burdensome. Among the first things that struck me, though, was that this is going to require a bit of a learning curve. I kept, for example, wanting to pinch and zoom on the watch face when all that was required was to scroll the digital crown on the side, which in itself took some getting used to. Just below that crown is a button, so you have to learn when to use the crown, when to use the button, and when for that matter to tap or swipe against the screen. Forgive the pun, but time will indeed tell how long it will take to get up to speed. What I did find simpler than I expected was the ability to summon the proper apps on the home display that I intended to call up, despite the fact that some of the apps seemed bunched close together. In the few minutes I had the watch on, I changed watch faces. The animated Mickey Mouse watch face is my early favorite, checked my heart rate and drew a circle on the display with my finger that I was able to share in real time with an Apple representative who had her own watch. You can call Siri into duty on the watch by yelling out, "Hey, Siri," but in the crowded and loud demonstration room she didn't always respond immediately. Incidentally, her own responses to your questions about the weather or what have you appear on the watch face. You don't actually hear Siri's voice as you do on an iPhone. Speaking of which, the new watches are meant to be companions for the iPhone. They don't work with an iPad, much less any competitive devices. You can download the iOS software upgrade starting today that you'll need to find apps for the watch. Checking out the videos in the app will give you a head start on using the watch. I'm really eager to try making and receiving calls Dick Tracy style on my wrist, but it is worth pointing out that Apple's isn't the first watch to allow such a stunt. Samsung beat them to the punch, not that I found it a great experience on their devices. Still, you can imagine certain scenarios, while driving, where wrist calling might be palatable. I'm definitely eager to dig deeper into some of the fitness capabilities of the watch and to try transacting at retail through Apple Pay, which you activate by double-pressing a button on the side. Instead of authenticating a purchase with your fingerprint as on the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus, the security elements are built into the watch. And whenever you take the watch off, and then put it back on, you'll have to enter a PIN to make